going to turn this over to Angie Zeck for our Flanders Field and Gettysburg Address. These students are from Millington High School seniors. They are the proud recipients of the Richard Hazel Americanism Award, which the Post proudly sponsors.
Good morning. My name is Angela Zeck, and I am here on behalf of Post 164 Millington. Flanders Field, a little introduction to the information before it was written. On May 3rd, 1915, World War I, in Ypres-Salon, Belgium, Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, a medical doctor from the Canadian Army, who had spent 17 days treating injured men. It had been an ordeal that he hardly thought possible. 17 days of death. In the nearby cemetery, McCrae could see wild poppies growing. Here today with Flanders Field is Millington High School senior Haley Kane.
In Flanders Fields the poppies glow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
The introduction for the Gettysburg Address. On Thursday, November 19th, 1863, Soldiers National Cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It was being dedicated. Approximately 15,000 people attended, including President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln was not the key speaker, but felt compelled to speak at Gettysburg. In just over 2 minutes, 270 words, he gave one of the greatest and most influential statements of national purpose. Here with us today is Millington High School senior, also recipient of the Richard Hazel Americanism Award, is Logan Curtis with the Gettysburg Address.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a large sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little know nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here for have. Thus far so nobly advanced, it is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.